At this time, I would like to call on Senior Class President Rama Mohammed Jamak Abdul Qadir Sheikh Hassin to give a welcome from the class of 2020. Rama.
To all our guests, to school administration, to our wonderful principal, staff, teachers, parents, and most of all, to my fellow graduates, I am honored to welcome you to the 2020 graduation of St. Peter High School seniors. Up until today, we have been confined to the expanses of our school. We grew up in classrooms, sheltered by glass windows and within our own circles. Yet still, we have undoubtedly tasted the outside world, and today we are welcome to join it. Today we are released into a new world, one so different from what has been a comfortable, predictable cycle. Our journeys will branch off into a place so far and so wide, with distances that encompass countries and continents, land and sea. Today we open wings that we never knew we truly had, and I am honored to welcome you not only to our graduation, the completion of our high school education, but to witness the beginning of our journey in which we are welcome to soar across skies so bright and blue, skies full of rain and thunder, skies full of soft breezes and harsh winds, skies ready for us to join. These skies are all ours to touch, and we are welcome to them. Today, we celebrate the wealth of new beginnings, and we open our minds and our hearts to the diversity of the outside world, in which we are free to discover and to take by storm. We may be tangibly leaving St. Peter High School, but we are also leaving behind our legacy. Today, we announce our bold new beginning, and we welcome you all to celebrate it with us. Welcome, graduates, to the wonders of a new world, different from what we once knew, but one we have fought to join over the course of almost 2 decades, 18 years from birth, and here we are today. Congratulations. We certainly deserve it.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of St. Peter High School, I would also like to welcome you to the 2020 commencement exercises. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación. Kusodawada Hafladena Kalenchabinta. Tonight is the culminating night for a widely diverse, incredibly accomplished group of young adults who have achieved great things and have given great things to St. Peter High School. The class of 2020 has learned much more about themselves in just the 4th quarter of their senior year than probably any other time in their high school lives. They have learned resilience and patience and have shown emotional strength, humor, grit, and character. But I'd like the graduates to understand that one of the reasons we have loved your class so much is that you already had all of those traits. We saw them when we were able to be together on the courts, the playing fields, on the stage, and most importantly, in the classrooms. In the words of C.S. Lewis, courage, dear hearts. Well, it was actually courage, dear heart, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Anyway, courage, dear hearts. You've got this. We wish you incredible joy and success and happiness as you enter the next phase of learning and life. And may you feel the love of the entire community surround you. Felicidades a los graduados. Hambalio Ardeda Kalenchabise. The graduates would like to recognize David and Michelle Gran, parents of Landon and James. Landon was a much-loved member of this class, whose brother James graduates tonight. Landon passed away last August, and he will forever be remembered by his friends in the class of 2020. And now I am pleased to introduce Ben Leonard, Chair of the School Board, to give a welcome from Independent School District 508.
On behalf of the school board, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2020 St. Peter High School graduation ceremony. I know this isn't the format that we dreamed of 18 years ago or even in February, but global events have forced us to make other plans. Parents and relatives, welcome. I hope that wherever you are healthy and as much as possible together. It's an honor to be here congratulating your graduates today. Staff, faculty, administrators, I want to sincerely thank you for the incredible work this year. To some, distance learning might seem easier and less work. We know that it is neither of those things. Your long hours, creativity, and emotional support over these students' academic careers, but especially over the last 2.5 months, has been inspirational. Thank you, Mrs. Engeldinger, Chris Jopp, Sports Picks, and the staff that made this virtual graduation ceremony possible. It was a lot of work. I can't wait to see the finished product and fast forward through this part. Dr. Jeff Olson, you've dedicated your career to St. Peter. I'm eternally grateful for your leadership, as well as the mentorship and guidance you've shown me personally. Like St. Peter schools, I'm much better for it. No one could have foreseen the twists and turns this year would take, but we're so lucky to have you lead us through it. Students, welcome to your graduation. When you think about the last few months, it's easy to think of loss and the things that didn't happen. Prom, sports, this whole thing. I hope soon you'll remember this time for what you've gained. Flexibility, resiliency, TikTok shares. I had a very traditional senior year in graduation. To be honest, I remember almost none of it. I really believe that these experiences, your experiences, will shape you for the rest of your lives. They'll make you better people and better citizens. Congratulations, St. Peter class of 2020.
At this time, we will have a musical selection performed by members of the St. Peter High School Concert Choir under the direction of Mr. Scott Hermanson.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields, and until we meet again, may you keep safe in the gentle, loving arms of God.
Our first student speaker is Matthew Springer. Matthew is the son of John and Holly Springer. He plans to attend Martin Luther College in New Ulm.
Hello, class of 2020. Here we are, graduation. We all knew it was coming, probably not quite in this way, but I think it still seems a little unbelievable at times. Some 19, 18, 17 years of our lives have been leading up to this moment. If you are like me, you have spent the last 4 years completing St. Peter Public High School. However, I didn't always go to a St. Peter public school. In fact, I used to go to St. Peter Evangelical Lutheran School, the private Lutheran elementary school across the street from the community center and tremendous playground. My graduating class consisted of 4 students, including me. So when I joined a class of 150 plus students in 9th grade, I was more than petrified. I remember one of the first few days of high school, we were called into the high school auditorium for the beloved annual handbook meeting. Being new to the high school, I was captivated by what Mr. Elger, the athletic director at the time, had to say. The meeting went smoothly, as most handbook meetings go, but towards the end of it, Mr. Elger mentioned something about how he had heard that our incoming 9th grade class had somewhat of a bad reputation. He wanted to make sure we knew that no troublemaking would be tolerated. This is the point where my 9th grade self was thinking, oh no, my classmates are known for being troublemakers? Well, this is going to be an interesting year. And interesting, the past 4 years of high school have been, and yes, plenty of troublemaking has occurred. Speeding up whenever Mr. Hansen would jog past us while running laps around the old gym. Taking over the senior student section during any game. Driving Herm absolutely insane in choir. Coaxing Mr. Keating into inspirational speech mode. Using any opportunity to crack a joke about Big Daddy Pizza or Saints Burger New. Bargaining with teachers to let us out of homeroom just a wee bit early every Tuesday. Letting Mr. Deering show us dance choreography when he is supposed to be teaching us physical science. Listening to the silky smooth voice of David Kennedy explaining trigonometry through pre-calc videos at 2 in the morning because they are due the next day. Substitute teachers, I don't think I need to say anything else there. And of course, eating food outside of the commons. The list of memories are endless. But I know a lot of you have memories from before high school. I never received a golden ticket at South or had parties at the end of the month for reaching my AR goals at North, or got to watch the middle school plays in middle school during the school day. However, sometimes I feel like I did. I can remember multiple times when one of you came up to me and said something like, remember that time way back in 7th grade when we did this? And all I could do was smile and nod because I've only been here since 9th grade. Even though I had different memories than all of you, I felt accepted by my class from the old memories you included me in and the new memories we made together. The truth is, all of us have different memories, past life experiences. But here we are, all graduating from St. Peter Public High School. We are connected in the memories we share with each other. Some of us have known our fellow classmates since kindergarten, while some we met just this year. Some have gone to public school their whole lives, while some have gone to John Ireland or were homeschooled or some other school, or even came from a different country and spoke a different language. Yet we have all walked through the same front door, down the same hallways, and eaten at the same tables. And here we are, the first high school class to graduate in a global pandemic. Though we all have different memories leading up to our high school graduation, whether they were good or bad, they are the experiences that make us who we are, that make us the class of 2020. Though high school graduation may just be a stepping stone in our lives, let us not forget the memories we have made together. Class of 2020, to learn from the difficult ones and cherish the good ones. We will always be the class of 2020, the troublemaking class of 2020.
Next, I'm happy to welcome student speaker Alex Bocanegra. Alex is the daughter of Jose and Concepcion Bocanegra, and she plans to attend Minnesota State University Mankato. Alex.
My name is Alex Bocanegra. Many of you may know me as Lexi, the girl who sometimes greets us over the intercom saying, "Good morning, Saints," and some student council related news. the varsity volleyball manager, or the girl who likes to speak in front of the school during pep fests and assemblies. And would you look at that? Here I am speaking in front of a huge virtual crowd. 2020 has been the year of a lost senior year. For the majority of our class, that loss began on August 14th, 2019, with the loss of our brother, Landon Gran. From the very beginning, we knew we were going to have a rough year. One thing we didn't know was that that loss would become whole on March 15th, 2019, when the remainder of our St. Peter High School senior year was stripped from us. That is why we must take it upon ourselves today to see this day as a celebration amongst all of the loss around us. Today, we celebrate the triumphs senior year has brought us. We celebrated Mrs. Annexsted's last chemo. Michael Moline and Olivia Stevens received the National Chapter 3 Star Award. Lauren Fetter made it to state in diving. Aubrey Lansom and Grace Warner received the National Merit Scholarship. One act made it to sections. St. Peter High School Marching Band performed at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl halftime. St. Peter High School FFA Fish and Wildlife made it to the Minnesota State FFA contest. Josh Ellerbeck published his first novel. Warwick Gillette and Eli Hunt made it to state in wrestling. Mock Trial made it to state and placed in the top 5. 6 seniors signed on St. Peter High School signing day. And lastly, Family of 2020, tonight we graduate. Although not together as we wished, we pride ourselves in all of the triumphs, no matter how big or small, because thanks to everything we overcame this year, we are here on our big day. With this global pandemic and all of the loss around us, we must remember that this moment we are sharing right now is a present. And let me tell you, it is a gift we are alive and sharing it right now. As you continue to receive this present, I have to ask, how are you receiving it? Are you carefully taking off the wrapping paper, afraid you'll spill whatever's inside? Or are you eagerly opening it up as fast as Matthew Springer walks through the halls? Now that you have it opened, are you only looking at the biggest, most expensive item? Or are you admiring all of the little things that make up your big present? I work with a 103-year-old lady who each day makes it a point to ask me how I am doing during this pandemic. Each day after I tell her how I feel, she never fails to remind me of all of the hardships she encountered living through the measles, polio, 9/11, Great Recession, and more. This lady has dementia, but she never forgets to do this and then remind me that life goes back to normal. But before it does, we learn to appreciate all of those items that make up our present. We learn to appreciate technology, those sunny drives home with the windows down, Mrs. Annexsted's jokes about Brad being late, singing our school fight song, Miss Dimmick's Peppa Pigs, listening to the band play, or simply put, any form of human connection. The truth is, this gift we receive each day may not always be what we wanted, but I promise you, if you take it upon yourself to take it in, admire it, and grow from it, I promise you, you'll find something that makes every present worth living.
Our next student speaker is Ethan Niemeyer. Ethan is the son of Mike and Heidi Niemeyer. He plans to attend the University of Minnesota. Ethan.
You know, I have to say, the fear of giving this graduation speech has definitely decreased since I am currently talking to an almost empty audience. The funny thing is you won't know if this is my first time or my 10th time I've tried giving this speech. Now, I just gotta hope that everybody isn't fast forwarding through my speech. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I would be speaking at graduation, I would not have believed you, because the truth of it was, back then, I was a timid, reserved kid that didn't stand out too much. But to me, going to school was only there to give me an assignment or just to have me take a test. But now I've realized school has taught me so much more than Pythagoras being our favorite Greek dude. It taught me how to find the best version of myself, and I've learned so many things I never would have figured out on my own. One of the things I've learned is how important it is to put yourself into situations that are way out of your comfort zone. This is what allows you to find out who you really are. And some of these things, they'll be very easy to do, but most of the time, it's going to be difficult. And although you will always learn from it and figure out something that you didn't know before. Now, we've had some of the worst times in school, being that there was this whole pandemic, but we've also had some of the best times in school, which would pretty much be anything that happened before the pandemic. I don't think it would be underselling it to say that this has been one of the worst senior years in history. All of our plans and special events that we were so excited for didn't happen. And that makes you think, what's stopping the same thing from happening again in the future? And to that, I answer nothing. And if anything, this will happen again, where your plans that you've been hoping for so long suddenly don't happen. And you get stuck thinking, why? I'll tell you why. Because we aren't in control of what happens in the future. We're all just flowing down a river, unable to stop the current that pushes us further along. And maybe that's not what you all want to hear. Because what's the point if we're not in control of what happens next? The point is that even though we don't get to control the obstacles that we are met with in life, we can still do everything in our power to turn it into something amazing. Using the time to learn an instrument, or even pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. For me, getting out of my comfort zone 2 years ago ended with me speaking to you all today. I'm not a new person. I just learned to look at obstacles differently, and everyone can do that. Everyone is given a path in life, but it's what you make out of that path that will determine whether you enjoy your life. You can look at things like a pointless hoop to jump through or a terrible tragedy, or you can look at it as an opportunity to grow and push yourself out of your comfort zone. This might not be the path that you imagined, but it is a path that will push us out of our comfortable high school ending and show us a whole new way of being. Thank you.
Dr. Olson has given 40 years of service to St. Peter Public Schools. He has been a teacher, a coach, a curriculum director, a principal, a superintendent, a mentor, and a friend to many during his years of service to St. Peter Public Schools. We have had the great honor to have him back for one more round before he really retires. And we couldn't possibly have had a more trusted and committed leader. But I'm never sure if the students really get it. Jobs in administration can be a little removed from the daily lives of the students we serve. But one day I realized that these kids got it. True story. I heard a group of these seniors refer to him as the GOAT. It gave me pause too, but for those of you unfamiliar with the term, in high school speak, it's the acronym for the greatest of all time. And they're right. I was thrilled when I learned that the class of 2020 had chosen him to be their faculty speaker. I am also going to steal this opportunity to publicly thank him for his calm, thoughtful, and always supportive leadership. Dr. Olson.
Thank you, Mrs. Engeldinger. So the GOAT has arrived. Parents, family members, friends, faculty, and staff, members of the school board, and most importantly, the St. Peter High School class of 2020. I want you to know that this is truly an honor and privilege to be one of your commencement speakers tonight. Like you, this is not how I envisioned graduation when I returned for a one-year stint as superintendent of schools last July. I was looking forward to being on the stage and watching each of you, including our oldest grandson, Wyatt, receive your diploma in front of a large crowd of proud parents, family members, and community members. But that's not what happened. And as I had a chance to reflect on our COVID-19 end of the school year, I couldn't get out of my head the comparison that you all have with the greatest generation. The greatest generation is a term coined by former NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw to label the generation that grew up in the Great Depression and World War II and made America the leading country in the world. This was a generation with some who were born around the time of the Spanish flu pandemic, a generation in school during a major economic upheaval, the Great Depression, and a generation that didn't get to experience a traditional end to their teenage years because many of them left their final year of high school to serve their country in World War II. Like the greatest generation, you were born around a historic time of 9/11. You were in school during a major economic upheaval, the Great Recession, and you didn't get to experience a traditional end to your high school careers. Like the greatest generation, you have every reason to feel sad, frustrated, disappointed, and downright mad at the hand life has dealt you. You've had to deal with not having those milestones in your final year of high school, prom, your last high school play, music performance, or athletic contest, enjoying your classmates and teachers in those final weeks and days of your senior year, and even your own high school graduation. Like the greatest generation, instead of feeling sorry for yourselves, you have kept a positive attitude, embraced a different way of doing business in distance learning, and made our school and community very proud of your entire class. It has been said that it's the hardships in life that form our true character. I believe that, and I believe that, like the greatest generation, you are all men and women of true character. So let me leave you with this familiar greeting. Good evening, St. Peter Schools community and families. This is Jeff Olson, Superintendent of Schools, calling with a special announcement. The St. Peter High School class of 2020 is a class like no other before it, a class that will be defined and labeled as the greatest generation, Part 2. Congratulations on your achievement and all the best in whatever your future holds for you. I feel lucky to have been the superintendent of schools during your senior year. Have a great evening.
I will now present the graduating class of 2020. When each graduate receives their diploma, they will have met all of the requirements for high school graduation set forth by the state of Minnesota. In addition, they have met the requirements set by the St. Peter School Board. Johar Abbas Abdi. Anzal Mohammed Sahal Abdullah. Asman Omar Abdirahman. Laban Bashar Ahmed. Daniel Alhag. Hikmo Hamdi Ali. Aiden Brian Anderson. Kai Gustav Anderson. Ayla Bashak Adoldu. Ariel Marie Benavides. Nandini Suresh Bhakta. Alex Ellie Bocanegra. Ella Rose Boomgarden. Evan John Borgmeyer. Adrienne Justine Brock. Chloe Margaret Buffington. Brielle Marin Bouchard. Amelia Grace Carlson. Owen Matthew Carlson. Carly Therese Chabot. Paige Maureen Clays. Mia Lenore Clausen Whitley. Bennett William Combs. Sarah Beth Conlin. Michael Connor. Harrison John Dean. Bennett Clayton DeBleek. Jonah David Dewis. Liam Thomas Dixon. Mason Jean Doherty. Bradley Colin Doherty Bone. Isabella Louise Edmonds. Danielle Esperanza Isley. Joshua William Ellerbeck.
Catherine Irene Engeldinger.
Grace Joan Evans. Lindsay Marie Fadness. Sarah Jewel Fadness. Noah William Falstick. Lauren Annika Fetter. Abigail Marie Fry. Yesenia Araceli Gallardo. Warwick Anton Gillette. Hunter William Goebel. James Anthony Gran. Andrew Joseph Guimo. Tayton Michael Haas. Brianna Marie Hagan. Isaac Curtis Hagan. Christopher John Hansen. Maxwell Richard Hartfield. Jack Christian Harvey. Chloe Bernice Hawbaker. Kelsey Kathleen Helder. Paige Ann Hewitt. Peyton Lee Hewitt. Elizabeth Rose Hinderscheid. Samantha Diane Hofferbert. Cade Jacob Horner. Elijah Donald Hunt. Alex Anne Marie Hutchins. Sydney Rose Jonke. Rahma Mohammed Jamak Abdul Qadir Sheikh Hassim. Neja Ali J. Ridwan Ali J. Suleika Ali J. Uba Ali Jamale. Joshua Michael Johnson. Kyle Joseph Johnson. Matthew Wayne Johnson. Shayla Ray Kelly. Carson Joshua Kennedy. Carson Trione Kennedy. Madison Joe Kaiser. Aubrey Nicole Lansom. Alyssa Lee Langevin. Joshua Allen Larson.
Way to go.
Piedra Rio Larson. Sean Ray Leightonen. Isabel Grace Lind. Taylor Lee Linsmeyer. Haley Marie Little. Runlin Liu.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Milena Jessica Lund. Michaela Rose Machado. Sydney Lee Mack. Allison Ray Madden. Julia Yunhee Marlowe. Olin Thomas Madsen. Heidi Adele Mayo. Allison Ellen McCabe. Mackenzie Jean McCann. Cole Michael McCarthy.
Jamie Raylene McClintock.
Jillian Reed McGuire. Olivia Marie Melton. Ifra Hussein Muhammad. Jabir Hussein Mohammed. Mohammed Hussein Mohammed. Shamarke Mahamoud Mohammed. Mohammed Saeed Mahamoud. Michael Robert Moline. Daniel Pierre Neto. Jaden Peter Neubauer. Ethan Michael Niemeyer. Issa Noor. Caden Lee Eli Olchenbruns. Wyatt Jeffrey Olson. Abdi Fattah Abdullahi Osman. Mackenzie Sierra Otto. Shelby K. Paul. Maggie Jean Pirrett. Grace Andrea Paulzine. Reese Ann Portuguese. Julia Rose Powers. Skylar Joylee Price. Logan Ronald Reese. Blake David Reynolds. Jordan K. Reichel. Charles Taylor Remmert. Dawson David Reddig. Olivia Ann Resmersky. Paige Lee Robb. Kevin Eric Roberts. Aaron Jean Romhelt. Eleanor Joe Rosberg. Eileen Ruida. Nicholas James Rustman. Logan Thomas Sandborg. Marina Elizabeth Sawyer. Nicole Ray Schilling. Caden Jet Schmitz. Xavier Michael Schugel. Cody William Seifert. Aria Ray Seitzer. Enes Turk Sengel. Riley Joe Shumsky. Jessica Grace Sikkema. Lydia Marie Slama. Rayanne Jade Smith. Alyssa Marie Smith. Emma Christine Soderland Hartung. Kayla Elizabeth Soderland Hartung. Matthew Dale Springer. Gracelyn Rose Steiner. Olivia Catherine Stevens. Jacob Andrew Stoffel. Rachel Christine Stewie. Angel Andreas Tapia. Anders Jameson Taylor. Charlie Madison Taylor. Cheyenne Grace Torbenson. Gloria Lewis Twopence. Amelia Grace Urban. Ethan Michael Volk. Adam Thor Wall. Elijah Michael Wall. Maggie Wang. Very good, and you can just follow her. Dunia Warsami. Harun Warsami.
Thank you. Congratulations, St. Peter High School.
Alexander George Wenner. Thomas Parker West. Kendrick Bryant Wilking. Ryan Gregory Wilmus. Gabriel Ray Wilson. Matthew George Whitty Frank.
Thanks. Thanks.
Shelby Marie Yager. Marwa Mahdi Yusuf. Mahamoud Ibrahim Yusuf.
I would also like to recognize those graduates who are unable to join us here today. Calvin R. Alderman, Aaron Lee Klein, Charles Ronald Redmond, Joseph Alexander Roca, Kiana Elizabeth Samora, and Grace Catherine Werner.